What's going on, YouTube? Winning Image here today, out here with.
Patrick Williams.
Yep, Patrick's out here doing an interesting deck profile for you all over Hexaorb. So we haven't really covered this on my channel yet. Why do you like Hexaorb a lot?
Well, I missed the entire Vanguard up to Overdress, but my favorite what I did always want to play was Oracle Think Tank. So this felt like it was the closest thing I could ever get to Oracle Think Tank. So yeah, been playing it ever since.
Awesome, and I know you play it a lot. So let's show the people your list. Let's see what you're packing.
Okay. First off, I'll show you my ride line. Pretty simple. Oldie but goldie. 1, 2, 3.
Nothing too crazy here.
Now I will say, I do see, like, you probably heard of but what about the Blast of Dark ride line?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not even gonna lie to you, because riding onto this, it's the best. It's the single best thing about this deck. It's you would think, oh, it's great to get that double drive, but you're scrying for 3. And the whole deck revolves around scrying, which is checking your top deck. You knowing what your 3 cards are is gonna make a big difference.
I got you. All right.
Now the 1 to 2, depending on what you get, don't use it. That counterblast can be used for other things. But other than that, it is what it is. Now, I'll start with my grade 3s.
All right.
Simple. It's personalized, so you need to have all of them. 2 Fasado. Now, the reason why I said 2 Fasado is because I get it. It's a very, very great card.
It is.
But the problem is on hit. So you always have to really treat this card as a pressure card, not a resource card. Because the moment you're thinking that it's a resource engine, people are gonna block you, and you're not bashing. You can't just restand this and make them really work to not have this hit. All they need to do is block you once. It's shut down.
So do people usually not let this hit when they play you?
A lot.
Gotcha.
You'll rarely get this, and if it hits, hey, cool. But more than likely, it's not. Now, on to my grade 2s. This is the new stuff we got from set 2 that actually really makes us look good. Like the grade 2 Owen, 4 of. It's a stride to it. The only singular problem with this card is, along with everything else you're gonna see in the deck, there's a lot of soul. So that's why you're gonna kind of want at least 2 Fasado, because if it hits, it helps the engine a lot more. But it's Scry 2, and unlike the grade 1 that we got from set 1, this one you can actually put both at the bottom of the deck. So if it's horrible, put it in the bottom. And not only that, if you're really trying to pressure your opponent for that big damage, you can counterblast 1, and any trigger you get, you can plus 10k, and that's for the whole time. So if you get 2, or if you got that super lucky and got 3 triggers off that triple drive, there you go. That's 30 on top of Hexaorb's natural ability to just give any of her rear guards plus 10k.
Awesome. So how do you fill your soul?
Glad you say that. On top of this, then there's these 3. There's 4. This looks weird, I know. But there's 3 things really that makes this card very, very unique. 1, it gives your Vanguard surprise pressure, because if you notice, my grade 3s are pretty light. So this ain't gonna go to a lot of grade 3s. oh, you're thinking this is gonna go for Fasado? No, it's gonna go for the grade 3 because it's the same logic with Bruce, and that's why they got their problem fixed. You want that random pressure of more than 13,000.
Okay.
On top of that, it sucks itself into soul, and this is the problem with Fasado is you'd countercharge soul charge. That's great, but the worst thing on the planet to feel is soul charging a trigger.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. Like, compared to any other deck, it's gonna hurt the absolute most with this. So the less you're screwing yourself over, the better. And the thing about Rafluke, it doesn't do that. It just it sucks itself into soul.
Straight power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that, on top of sucking itself into soul, and it is a grade 3. In case you see that, oh, I got an over trigger on my scry. Well, there you go. Get ready. So, pretty sure I got more grade 2s, but let's go to
The last grade 2.
So,
Wait. Little extra one.
you want 3 of these. You want to max these out.
So the fourth one's in your right.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
The reason why this is free, until we get massively better things, just the fact that this scries for nothing is a plus. And you can top deck or bottom deck it. Again, this is free. You want this. And if you do like get a nice little rush, you get a booster behind it. If you bottom deck the card, it does get plus 2k. You're not gonna see it a lot all the time, but you'll be surprised when you get like a 8k booster behind you, and they check it defensive, and they realize I'm still getting through. It does randomly pop up.
Nice.
Now, off to my grade 1s. I'm pretty much going to put them together because pretty much some of y'all might already know why. This is the draw engine. This is the draw engine part of the deck. These 3, it's like this. I'm going to be straight. If we didn't live in a Leonard meta, I would recommend 4 of these. The problem is that we do live in a Leonard meta. So you don't want to have rear guards too much. But the reason why I say this is because there's a grade 1 you're going to see that checks top 2 and calls them. Mm-hmm. This is an on-place effect.
So this is an anti-Leonard. This is like your anti-Leonard package.
Yeah, this is the anti-Leonard. This is what you really wish you would just spam.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of things you're gonna like especially like prison, like if you get up against a prison matchup, is on-place effects. On-place effects, like say you scried and you don't like what you scried. Call this, get it out your deck. Even if you discard, if you didn't like it, draw this card. The whole point of this is getting the cards that you do not want to drive check into your hand.
Gotcha.
And the reason why this is better, in my opinion, it's just flat out better. The only reason I prefer this over this, I mean, I have to have these in the deck, is because of Leonard. But the other reason why I feel like this is better is because not only is it a booster that don't disappear, but again, you want to get cards. You want to get cards that aren't triggers out of your top deck as much as possible. So again, like if you like scried, didn't like it,
just
done.
Filter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You already know.
You already know. Live or die.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, this card. I like this card a lot.
This was a great card. The only reason why I wish this was not a discard as well. But for what it is, along with Owen, this was great support.
Awesome.
Because this makes you sway to gold paladin. This keep in mind all the scrying you did. Now have that in mind when you use this card. Because you can get those normal units off of your top deck with this. Also, if you don't have that option, this is a heavy cost scribe, but it is a scribe. Because what it is it's not like say that new lyrical monastery or Walissa deck where you check the top deck and then you just drop the rest into the drop zone. No, you actually can top deck this or bottom deck whatever you didn't just immediately superior call. This is a scribe as well as a superior call engine, and it is great.
Awesome.
And all it needs is pitch one and counterblast one, which is decent enough.
Have you ever hit that off this?
Well, I think once, maybe once. But the great part of that is you don't have to hit it. You put it right back in the top deck.
Alright. Now what's your triggers?
Over trigger?
Nuts.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Now, this is where things are gonna get a little spicy.
A little caliente. Valiente. We got 3 of those. 4 of the best crit in the game.
That is 7 crits.
7 crits.
Because you do want that pressure. But this is where things are going to get interesting.
What's this? That's not purple. That's not purple.
You're probably wondering why I don't. Because if you're going to notice,
Alright,
I have 4 of these.
Alright, the comments are coming. Defend yourself.
If this was, you're gonna have to treat this a little bit like Magnolia. This is very combo heavy. You would love the shield, and trust me, even Hexaorb says when it Persona rides, you can put back either a crit or a front. But you want cards in your hand. This deck, despite what it is and despite what it is themed after, currently it's not plus heavy. It really doesn't plus your hand too much. So what you do need is you need cards in your hand so you can get these Diaglass, you can hit these Owens, and especially your Persona ride. Especially your Persona ride.
Awesome.
And last but not least, 4 heals.
Awesome. So anything you want to close it out with?
Honestly, you're gonna see, despite what people will say, this is a very fun deck to play.
I think so too.
The thing is, in the meta where we're dealing with Bruce and Bastion, and you can make a very solid case in saying, oh, the Bastion can just bash this, or Bruce can pretty much one shot you before you can really like set up. The thing about this deck is it really surprises you. It really can surprise your opponent a lot more than they think, because the triggers, it's like what you have the idea for if you always wanted to like play like Oracle Think Tank, where your opponent really has to worry, did you top deck your triggers? And in a meta where this matters a lot,
Our Overlord?
top decking this feels great.
Awesome. Well, thanks Patrick for doing this deck profile.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.